Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. This is part 2 of our 3-part series for creating aligned goals and getting those set in place. You are doing it right alongside with me for 2024. So today we are going to be doing what you want to feel more of and what you want to feel less of. So if you haven't watched section 1, please do that first. These are generally sequential. So section 1, we talked about intentions and setting goals for each attention you have based on these 5 categories in life. We have business, health, family, me, and family wealth. That's what it is. So going based off of that, section 2, we're going to kind of switch it just a little bit to be more intentional, to be more purposeful, more for you, essentially. So what we are going to do on your second sheet of paper or on further down on your piece of paper, we're going to write section 2, and I've titled it Feel More and Less Of. I know, very scientific. So what we're going to do is the first line, we want to do more. Okay. And then we're going to have numbers 1, 2, and 3 right under it. Okay. So what we're going to do here is write down 3 emotions that we want to feel more of in 2024. Okay, so we're going to do this alongside with me. So in 2024, I want to feel more peace. I want to feel more peace. I want to feel more joy. Gotta love me some joy. And I want to feel more, I want to feel more love. Okay, guys, so write down 3 feelings you want to feel more of in 2024. And again, this is a reminder that you don't feel any of it at all in your previous years. It's just, what are the 3 prominent feelings I want to have in 2024? Okay. Now, next we're going to write down a new part, less. Okay. And under less, we're going to do 1, 2, 3. And you guys probably can anticipate this. We are going to write 3 feelings we want to feel less of. Okay. So what are 3 feelings I want to feel less of? Worry. Worry's coming up for me like really quick. Another one is anxiousness, just more of like generalized anxiousness. And then the last one, 3, I want to feel less, anger. It's always interesting doing these too, because some of it, like, you have to bring up what you felt in 2023 and what, or even just last year, we'll say. Don't want to date the videos for content. But what you want to feel less of this past year, in order to know that, you need to know what you felt last year, right? So it's really interesting bringing this up. And like the last one I put was anger. It's like, wow, I didn't even realize that was a more prominent emotion that I felt last year. So it's just great self-awareness too, which is very fun. And again, in these moments too, especially we're just doing some aligned goal setting, This shouldn't be a time to self-judge. Be gracious with yourself. Be kind to yourself. This is an opportunity for you guys to get closer to that next version of yourself. We don't have to shame who we were or what our thoughts are in this moment, right? We can just let things be and continue knowing that the past is the past and we're going down a new future. Okay, so now we're going to do a third paragraph, I guess, third line. Well, multiple lines down. Okay, we want to do goals for more. Okay, under that, we're going to do 1, 2, 3. Okay, so with that, goal number 1 is going to be associated with the feeling number 1 that we just did of the more, right? So you did, I want to feel more. For me, my number 1 was peace. Okay. So now what we're going to do is create a goal for how we can incorporate more peace into our life. At least mine, we're doing mine personally. Yours may be the same. It may be different. I don't know. Okay. So peace. What's a way for me to incorporate more peace in my life? And putting it in a goals perspective. Something that I remember I did last year was I did a 30-day meditation challenge. And I remember I had a journal, and as the moment I woke up, I would go straight into my office. Well, I totally went pee first. Then I went straight into my office and I would meditate. I think it was just 10 minutes on my phone. But what I would do is I would journal beforehand. I don't know, what was coming up for me and that kind of stuff. And then I would meditate. I would meditate for about 10 minutes and then I would journal right after. What's coming up for me? How did this make me feel? What are my thoughts? And I would do this. I did this for 30 days. And I remember from start to finish, my brain was so expanded. I felt so at peace. It was very, there was so low of attachment to things that I couldn't control. And I remember that just feeling so peaceful to me. So long story short, I think a goal for me is not necessarily to push myself to do, I need to do meditation every single day. Again, if you guys remember back to section 1, that video, I was really talking into setting goals that feel safe with you, that feel easy to obtain, not easy to obtain, but you're not quitting ahead of time because you're I could never do that. I can never commit to every single day for an entire year. And that, for me, that doesn't feel accurate. It doesn't feel in alignment. I have to do this every day or I'm a failure, right? Which that's a topic for another video. But in this case, so I think what would make me feel most in alignment, I would say is doing a combination of 1 hour of meditation a week. So 1 hour of meditation per week. And for me, as I'm thinking out loud what this could look like, maybe one day I do 30 minutes. Maybe I do 10 minutes every day for a week. Well, 6 days. Whatever that looks like, right? But this, by having it in this way, it gives me the flexibility and the freedom to choose how it fits in my schedule, because my schedule is so different day to day to day, week to week, month to month even, right? So for me, that feels really good. Okay, going on to number 2. My feeling I want to feel more of, my number 2 feeling is joy. I want to feel more joy in my life. And again, this is a reminder, not that I didn't feel any, but I love that feeling, right? Of joy, of deep, deep happiness. So something that's coming up for me, a lot of it involves activities, doing things with other people, with friends. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. And to feel more joy, what would be a good goal that makes me feel more joyful? Part of me, like a goal that I just thought of is like hang out with friends one time a month, you know, like I feel like I could commit to that. But then I don't feel like, I don't know if that's bringing joy necessarily. I don't know. Part of me, when I think of joy, I think of nature. It's more of like a blissful joy. And I know this was a similar goal I had last year that I didn't get close towards, but it still feels in alignment with me, is I want to go on hikes. Like, and when I go on hikes, I want them to be an opportunity for me to like pull out my hammock and read a book or journal and just be there for like an hour or two and look up at the trees and just take in nature. Honestly, just thinking about that now makes me so excited. Okay, so what could that look like in the sense of a goal? I would say maybe hike, hike and reflect. Reflect, that, you know, could be just sitting there staring at the sky, or reading or journaling. So hike and how do you spell reflect? There it goes. Hike and reflect. Now, it's probably only going to be during the warmer months. I'm not really into being outside when it's cold, truthfully. So I'm really thinking more of summertime, and maybe warmer spring or a warmer fall day. I think something that would really push me is to do it, I want to say 20 times. Because I'm thinking that's 20 days in my schedule. I think that would really push me to incorporate more of it in my life. So hike and reflect 20 days, and I'll put 1 hour minimum. Because for me, going out on a quick hike with a friend, walking around, that does provide a sense of joy. But when it comes to, that's more of like I love how I'm making up new categories. That's more like a friendship joy, not this like blissful joy that I'm going for. I'm going to even put blissful in parentheses next to that feeling. Last feeling I want to feel more of is love. So number 3 for me is love. I want to feel more of that. What is a goal that will make me feel more love? And as I was thinking about, though, when I talked about previously is like hanging out with friends, I feel like when I hang out with friends, I feel this sensation of love, like just being able to love on my friends, love on my partner, love on my 2 little fur babies, my kittens. That provides just such a sense of love inside of me. So I'm thinking a goal could be, I feel like what would feel in alignment with that is hanging out with friends once a month, and friends being whomever I choose that month. So I think that would be super fun for me. Hang out with friends. Okay, now as I'm thinking about it, okay, does this mean only in person or in virtual too? Because truthfully, like so my husband and I will play board games online with our friends. I know we're nerds, but it's so much fun. So it's like, does that count? And in my brain, I feel like it depends. When I'm reflecting on the times that we did virtual, I guess it depended on how talkative I was, how involved, because we, I'm totally forgetting, and all of the people out there are gonna think I'm silly. That thing where you can talk to each other, online, through video games and stuff. I'm totally forgetting it. Either way, we do that, so we talk and stuff. I feel like if I can just make the intention to be very present in that moment, I do feel that sense of love, that sense of connected. So I'm gonna do hang out with friends in person / virtual, one time a month. And it doesn't necessarily matter what we're doing. I'm thinking like if we go out to lunch, or if we play board games online, or like recently I was helping a friend pack. I don't know, whatever. Just literally just hanging out and doing whatever that looks like. I think that'd be very fun for me. Okay, guys. Now we are going on to part 4 of section 2, which is goals for less. Okay, so just like we did goals for more, we're gonna do goals for less. Now, so you can write that and then do a 1, 2, 3 right under it. My feeling I want to feel less of, my number one feeling, was worry. I want to feel less worry. Now, these are a little bit trickier because you kind of have to like reverse engineer some things in order to create these goals. So the thing I'm thinking is like, okay, how do I feel less worry? Or what's something that makes me worry less? Or how can I incorporate worrying less? Or when do I worry? And then what can I do about that? So that actually makes me think, when do I worry? And I think a lot of it is about being in the unknown, like not knowing what is coming up, worrying what other people are going to think about certain content I put out there, and just worry about our general future as a family. We, like, just in a sense of like, are we going to move, or should I buy chickens for the backyard? Like even things that aren't like this world shaking, thing, but it makes me worry, just like ruminate all the time. So worry. Truthfully, I'm going to pause that and I'm going to go on to number 2 because I'm kind of feeling a little bit stumped on it. So we're going to come back to worry. Okay, so number 2 for me, the feeling I want to feel less of, number 2 is anxiousness. Okay, so what's a goal that will help me feel less anxious? The time I'm feeling like the most anxious is sometimes it's not taking action toward my goals. Sometimes it's not doing my hour 1 schedule. Sometimes it's posting on content and worrying what people are going to think about it. So worrying and anxiousness tying together there, I see. So anxiousness. I think I want to say it's like, do it anyways. I know that's not a goal. It's more of like an intention. But essentially, like, I feel like sometimes I create a sense of overwhelm for myself because I build things up. Sometimes, #human. But I feel like that is something that would be helpful. So doing something like that. But how do I incorporate that into a goal? Great question, myself. I think if I did like a do it anyways, I'm trying to maybe it's just a knowing thing. Maybe it's like one time a month, do it anyways kind of thing. Like I feel like I'll just know what that means. Like if I'm worried, or I shouldn't keep saying worried, but like anxious about like doing something or participating in something or speaking my voice or trying something out, do it anyways. So I feel like that is a quotation and action thing. So that's how I'm gonna kind of verbalize it. And again, technically speaking, goals are just for you. You need to know what they mean. It needs to feel in alignment with you. It doesn't need to make sense to anybody else. So I feel like this is that type of goal where I know what that means for me. And that's all that matters, I guess. So do it anyways. Action. One time a month. Because I feel like there's at least one time a month where I stop myself from doing something, or I like think it through too much, or I question myself because I'm getting anxious about it. So I feel like that will really push me to just try new things, do new things, and then start building this evidence that I'm not dead. Right? Because our brain's always trying to keep us safe. Okay, feeling number 3. Feeling that I want to feel less of. Number 3 is anger. And this was interesting. Like, I wasn't expecting that to come up. And truthfully, like, a lot of the anger that came up was around, excuse me, this, like, it was more of a frustration feeling. It was more of, like, walking around my house and seeing clutter and seeing things not where they're supposed to go, seeing an abundance of stuff, just things that like have no use, we don't use it, it just is there. So I feel like that is just, you know, I think it was the anger coming from like the self-judgment of, oh, that should be put away, that should be clean, that should be dishes should be done, something like that. So, and what I really get upset about is actually in my basement. Like half of it is my husband's office and our gym, like our home gym. And then the other half is like the laundry room and just storage, a bunch of storage. And for those of you who don't know, Ian and I actually bought our late grandparents' home. So when we moved in, like all of their stuff was here because they passed away. And we had to go through all of it. And there's still some stuff that is not, I don't know, we still have that it's time to let go now because it's been a handful of years. So that I think is actually a really aligned goal with me. That and the garage. The garage is also same thing. Like there's some stuff that is grandpa's in there hanging up and it's like, that could just be trashed now. So I'm going to put down a goal would be to clean, declutter, consolidate. Basement and garage. Something I realized, like, something I've always heard, and I think it to be true, which is why I think I get a little even more frustrated with this, is that they say that when you have, like, the state of your home is the state of your mind. And that is something that I think gets me sometimes because I agree. And I think I'm starting to clean up my mind as one does as we get closer to that next version of ourselves, right? We're always constantly growing and evolving. And I'm looking at this as like, geez, like I should really clean the basement. That does not feel in alignment with me. It did last year when we had done round 3 cleaning of it, right? But now it's like, okay, we need to go in and go at it again. So I think that's something that would be really helpful. Okay, going back to worry, that feeling I want to feel less of. Something I always worry about is, and I know it sounds silly, but if we're going to move or not. Not moving a different state. We're literally talking about just moving 30 minutes more north from where we're at. And a worry is packing, of moving all the things, like the financials, I just built a garden. Do I bring that? What do I bring? Then do we remodel the other house? Like all of this, like thought, but truthfully, it's just cluttering up my brain because it's not productive. It's not a productive use of my brain because it's not going anywhere, right? It's literally just me thinking of thoughts that they have no effect in our life because it's just made up, right? We aren't, as of this moment, not moving. We haven't looked at houses. We haven't got pre-approved on a loan. Like we haven't done any of that stuff. So that I think where a lot of worry comes from. And I think part of me, what would be helpful is worrying about, and I know we just talked about like cleaning the basement and decluttering and that kind of stuff, but another part is actually just getting our home ready to move if we choose that to be what we do. There's a bunch of little projects around the house that I'm thinking of that we haven't fully completed. So when we bought Grandma and Grandpa's house, we remodeled the whole thing. Like we tore up all the carpeting, we restained the floors, painted all the walls, put in crown molding everywhere. We gutted the kitchen. We've done all new flooring in the basement. Like there's so many things that we've done. And I'm thinking of like, there's all these little projects that need to get done before we can move. So I feel like that is something that would be very helpful because then if we do decide to move, easy peasy, we're already ready. I feel like that should be a slogan. Easy peasy, we're already ready. So a goal I think would be to, and the thing is, that's funny, I already have a list of all the things I want to do to make the house move ready, to like be complete. And let's say we choose not to move, all those little house projects are completed. Like in our kitchen, for example, we have crown molding on only half of our kitchen cabinets because we didn't finish it. But for us, we're not looking up all the time. So it's like, oh, we don't notice it, right? So I have a list of all these little things. So I'm going to say complete house. I'll say just remodeling project list. And again, that's one of those things that I know exactly what that means. And additionally, I already have this whole list updated on the side. So, okay, guys, this concludes section 2 of our part 3 aligned goal setting series. So let me know in the comments what you thought about this. Have you ever done goals like this? Have you considered your feelings when it comes to setting your New Year's resolutions? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what resonated with you. Is there any goal, any feeling you wanted to feel more of or less of that's actually same to mine? And what are your goals for those feelings? I'm very curious what you guys think of this. Make sure you guys like this video if you like it. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. I try to post at least once a week on here, and make sure you tap that notification bell to get notified of when our videos get sent out to you. I hope you guys have an awesome, fabulous day and hope to see you guys soon. All right, bye.